I compared all DLSS 4 and DLSS 4.5 quality presets in Battlefield 6 to answer the question which, if any, are better. In my previous video, I wasn't too happy with how it turned out because it had a few issues. First, I didn't show any tangible evidence to really support my case. I didn't do any meaningful comparison because all I had to work with was FPS recordings from OBS. This time, that's different. This time I'm using CapFrameX, which records meaningful data such as frame timings and frames per second. Then it performs calculations on that data and turns it into some pretty useful graphs. So let's talk about my control, or what I kept the same throughout all of testing. I'm playing on PC with these specs on screen. I'm playing at 1440p. All of my in-game settings stayed the same, and I'm playing a full round of escalation on Iberian Offensive. This is just a regular game to give actual real-world performance, not just spinning around on an empty map. Before we go any further, let's quickly go through some terminology. FPS is frames per second, or how many frames the GPU can render in a given second in-game. That one's pretty easy. Frame time is how long the GPU takes to render each frame. Ideally, you want the GPU to render each frame on time according to your monitor's refresh rate. Now, looking at the maximum, minimum, and average FPS results. While playing, performance and ultra performance looked awful with a lot of low resolution textures and effects. Quality, on the other hand, looked very good across the two presets. The best average FPS came from DLSS 4 balance with 161.9 FPS, followed by DLSS 4.5 balance with 155.8 FPS. At the bottom of the chart, we have DLSS 4 ultra performance, which was all over the place but averaged 147.1 FPS. DLSS 4.5 performance at 146.5 FPS, and finally no DLSS with 113.8 average FPS. It makes sense that no DLSS has the lowest FPS because the game is rendered at native 1440p. Now, DLSS 4 Ultra performance was particularly problematic. While playing, I had horrid screen tearing, and my G-Sync monitor was flickering a lot throughout the match, with the low being 2.9 FPS and the high being 790.6 FPS, which was the highest recorded in all of my testing. It's very clear that something was wrong here. This is definitely an outlier in the comparison. Across all of my testing, I didn't notice any input lag. I also have a tutorial on how to enable DLSS 4 and DLSS 4.5 up in the cards right now. If you're not on YouTube, it'll be pinned at the top of my profile. Moving on to average FPS, 1 percentile and 0.2 percentile results. You can see DLSS 4 balance is at the top, followed closely by DLSS 4.5 balance. At the bottom are DLSS 4 Ultra Performance and DLSS 4.5 Performance, with no DLSS coming in dead last, which is expected. From both of these comparisons, we can clearly see that the balance preset is outperforming the others. Now let's take a closer look at the frame timings for DLSS 4 Ultra Performance. In blue, you can see frame timings, which represent how long the GPU took to render each frame. In orange, you can see the animation errors. When an animation error occurs, frame timings increase significantly, which reduces FPS. This isn't to say that other presets I didn't experience this at all, but it may help explain extreme fluctuations in FPS seen with DLSS 4 Ultra Performance. Now onto my recommendations. If you have an RTX 2000 series card or newer, I suggest using DLSS 4 with the balance preset in game. If you have a newer 5000 series card like I do, I recommend DLSS 4.5 balance. If you want to support this channel, you can use my Greenman Gaming affiliate link in the description. You can get good discounts on great games, and best of all, it costs you nothing. That's going to wrap it up. Balance clearly comes out on top in Battlefield 6, offering the best performance and image quality across both DLSS 4 and DLSS 4.5. Previously, I was running no DLSS at all, but based on this testing, I'm going to stick with DLSS 4.5 balance moving forward. If you found this breakdown useful, leave a like and subscribe for more performance testing, and thank you for watching.